Supermarket Mania 2, a game like Diner Dash, but with a different type of concept. Can get very fun at times, can be boring at other times. There are many things I like about this game, and there are also a lot of things I dislike about this game. So let's get started with the review. The story of Supermarket Mania 2 is you're a girl named Nikki who is trying to help out your uncle open up a chain of supermarkets in the West Coast. You go around to 6 different stages helping out your uncle open up these brand new supermarkets, and there is 15 levels for each stage except for the first level, which only has 5. Pretty good. The gameplay of Supermarket Mania 2 gets repetitive and boring in the first hour to hour and a half, because you start to realize you're doing the same thing pretty much every stage, every level. You're able to upgrade all of your shelves, your coffee makers, your juice makers, your pizza makers, your bakery, your upgrade Nikki's cart. You're able to upgrade a lot, but there's also like things that make it very repetitive. I mean, you're sitting there stocking the shelves, but you do the same thing every level, pretty much every stage. But sometimes different stages will throw different things at you. Like they'll have a special day where you only make pizzas, or you only make vanilla shakes or whatever. And it's cool getting all the upgrades, but when you eventually have them all for each level, and there's not much, like, you don't really want to go back and replay it, But it gets boring at times. I mean, I find myself sitting there thinking, do I really want to keep on playing this game? Can I take a break? But, it gets fun for a little bit. You have a good time. And I know I did. But it's just that there's not enough things to do that makes me want to sit down and play this game for 4 hours on end. It's still alright, I guess. The graphics in Supermarket Mania 2 are mediocre at best. I think that they could have done a lot more with the graphics in Supermarket Mania 2. I like the scenery of some of the levels. Like the 6th stage is my favorite because you got helicopters flying by your window that you can look at. But the home screen is pretty nice too when you're picking your stage. But I think that they could have done more with the graphics. They kind of have a cartoonish look to them, which I kind of like of the game. I kind of like the cutscenes too, where they're in a comic book. Those are nice, but I think they could have done more with the graphics, and I would like to see better graphics in this game. It would have been a plus to spend more time on the graphics more than the gameplay. The audio in Supermarket Mania 2 is fine. There are some sound effects that are helpful, and I'd never found anything really too annoying about it. I mean, the songs do get repetitive after a while, but I still think that the game, there isn't really need for a big soundtrack for it. I mean, there's a lot of sound effects that help out, like when the burglar steals, he makes a noise and you're able to click him. But the game's audio is actually pretty good. The replayability of this game is high and low because, one, this game has a lot of levels. It has 80 plus levels. I mean, Supermarket Mania 2 is not short on levels, but what it's short on is making me want to go back and playing those levels again and going through the storyline again, because I really don't feel like doing that, because you're doing the same thing, but there's some type of levels where you can, like, you're introduced to making pizzas, you're introduced to making milkshakes. I mean, you can play those ones. Those are fun. There's days where you can only movie stars come in, you can only make milkshakes. That's everyone want. Only people want sweets. There's those levels like that are fun. But like the levels where you're just sitting there and you're doing the same thing over and over, I don't want to go back and play those again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a tough decision of, does this game have a high replayability? I mean, yes, it does if you don't get bored of this game and you just sit there and you can sit here and play this game for 6 hours straight. But the replayability is very low if you cannot even stand playing maybe an hour of this game, because you're not, after you beat it, you're not going to go back and say, you know what, hey, I want to do these levels all over again even though I beat them. But I mean, there is the achievements you can get, but there's just not enough things that make me want to go back and replay the game. The pros of Supermarket Mania 2 is a nice gameplay, many levels, and an okay storyline. But the cons are only 6 stages, gets old fast, and not enough variety. That's why I chose to give this game a 6 out of 10. This has been Nate, Media Couch. I'm wishing you a good day. Happy gaming.